Okay, we're going to do a saltwater circuit, and as you just saw in the PowerPoint, let me go through the basics of this to make sure that you understand it before you get started. Going back to a circuit, you need the input and the output and conductors. So in this case, we are going to use salt water as a way to illuminate that bulb. But let me go through the basics first. So we have a battery, and I'm not sure which choice you've been given. You're going to need a little bit of water. And in this case, I would say we're going to use what you have on your sheet that you're going to get. 300 milliliters will be great. That's more than 300 milliliters, but or less than 300 milliliters, so it's okay. You're going to need these craft sticks. They could be the bigger ones, and that's okay, so don't worry about that. A little bit of electrical tape. You're going to need a measure spoon, 4 pieces of wire eventually, salt, a pair of scissors, and aluminum foil. So let me show you how we're going to set this up, because we can make an electrical rod. We can make an electrical rod with this aluminum foil. So let me move the salt out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I've trimmed my aluminum foil down into smaller pieces, lay the stick on the inside, and you're just going to fold it and roll it carefully. So do that. And then we're going to need, the stick sticking out is going to be your handle. So I want you to be aware of that. Then you have the wire, and the ends have already been trimmed off for you. So we're going to roll the wire in from the other side. And again, my wire is thicker than probably what you'll be given, so I'm going to sit here and fight with my wire. I hope that you don't have to do the same thing. So I'm just going to fold this wire in. And now I have a paddle. It's not beautiful, but it will work, and the wire is sticking out of the other side. Okay, so now I need 2 of these. So I can, it's going to require a positive and a negative, so we use this one as our positive, and it doesn't matter if you have colored sticks if they're the same or not. I'm just picking different ones just to show you the difference. And again, I need a second one, so we're doing the same thing again. Get another piece of wire, and I'm going to fold that in on the other side. So one will be my positive and one will be my negative. And so now I have 2, and I have 2 little handles, which will work just fine. This one's acting crazy already, so I'm just going to see if I can tighten that up a little bit. And if it really keeps getting nuts, I might put a piece of tape on there to hold it steady. And actually, I think I'm going to do that because it just keeps moving. So let me use a small piece of electrical tape. So if you have this problem, ask for a small piece of electrical tape to hold things in place. And that way you don't have to get frustrated because it keeps shifting. So again, I'm moving this, and now it's pretty secure. My other one seems to be secure, but let's go ahead and secure that so we're not worried about it. Okay, so again, I have a negative and a positive. So now I have to think, I've got this really incredible circuit that I'm going to design. So what I want to do is, I'm going to test just with the water. So I'm going to integrate the rods into my circuit, because as you saw in the other video, the circuit I just had the bulb, the battery, because the battery was the power source. So this time around, I'm going to do something slightly different. The rods are going to carry the electrical current in a loop from the battery to the light bulb and back. So let's go ahead and try this. So we already know that they're not going to work in plain water. So let me get this set up. We need our power source. I'm going to need one of the rods, and I'm going to need to tape this again. So we're going to tape this wire to the battery. So this is going to be one side, and let's see if we can get that to stick, and it's already not sticking, so let's try this again. It needs to be right across the top. Okay, and so we have that, we have our battery, and now we're going to need our bulb. So let me move this water out of the way for a second. I'm going to need that extra piece of wire, and just for the sake of ease, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my other pieces real quick. I think. No, maybe not. I'll use this one. Just want to make sure I've got some nice clean wire. Okay, I'm going to actually feed this into this first because that way it's done. Okay, and these are just clips that hold the wire in place. It's just, it saves me a little bit of hassle. And I'm going to take this wire to my other side. Okay, and looking at this point right now, do I have a closed circuit or an open circuit? I don't have a full circle, so remember circuit, circle. It might be the easiest way to remember it. Okay, and now I'm going to attach this to the other bulb, the other side of the bulb. Again, since I'm not an octopus, I'm using a bulb clip, a bulb holder. And it'll hold the wires. Okay, and now let me pull my water closer to me. I'm just going to put these two pieces. Now, if I were to do this right now, my bulb lights because I now have a closed circuit. But I want to use water. Now, normally we don't like water and electricity to mix. So in this case, this is a safe situation. And if I were to put this rod and this rod just in the water, the bulb doesn't light. They won't light unless they touch, but I don't want them touching. So I need to figure out what can I do to make this, to show that salt water will create the right amount. So let me go explain what you're going to be doing. So it's not going to work with plain water because there's not enough ions in the water to carry an electrical charge through the circuit. So when you start adding your salt, the salt is going to be dissolved and the solution becomes what we call conductive. And that's because it contains sodium ions. So then what we're going to do is that sodium ion is going to carry the charge from one rod to the other, and it's going to complete the circuit using the water as part of our conductor, which is really kind of cool if you think about it. So what you're going to do is you're going to be given, you have your sheets, your saltwater circuit worksheets. You're going to be given a scenario. You're going to have 300 milliliters of water. You're going to be given different amounts of salt to test, and you're going to figure out which one works the best. The whole idea is you got to light a room. So think about when we go to do our moon outpost, you're going to have to create a lighting source. This is one possible way of creating a lighting source, also by using recycled materials. So, because in this case, the salt water could be coming from something else, and this will create your electricity. So this is just one way. When you're done, you're going to fill in your saltwater circuit reflection, and that's because I want you to describe to me, did you understand how that saltwater circuit works? What part of the building process did you help with? So everybody needs to be working as a team. Did you help with the testing? And what did you learn overall from this activity? Again, we want to just be careful while we're doing this. Plain water doesn't work. I'm not going to show you what is going to happen once you put the salt in, because you're going to do that part and then you'll go ahead and record your data. If you have questions, make sure you ask the teacher and she'll be able to help you. I'll check in with you later.